I felt the weakness, and I knew that was their highest number that they were allowed to bid. Today's discussion is about timing, and things are a process. It's not overnight. So I bought this piece of property 14 years ago. I got word that it was available. It was at a probate sale. So the original owner had passed away, and now the estate is being handled by a judge. And so the probate judge is going to auction off the property to the highest bidder. And it was kind of on the down low. I didn't think anybody was going to be there. So I showed up with my attorney and was there to bid.
$20,000 of
word. There was another bidder. It was a government agency was there to bid on the property. Oh shoot, that's not good. How much money does a government agency have? So they have a bigger war chest, obviously, because it's other people's money. But what they didn't have was authority. So I knew that the person I was bidding against, there was just two bidders. The person I was bidding against as an employee only had a certain level of authority. So I knew if I wanted it, I could outbid them, even though they have a big war chest of funds. So we kept bidding. I had anticipated that the property could be bought for around $500,000. And at about $800,000, I felt the weakness, and I knew that was their highest number that they were allowed to bid, was $800,000. So we've been bidding up in, I think, $25,000 increments. And at 800, I felt it. Or I think I bid 800 and they bid 805. We've been bidding in $25,000 increments. So they bid 775, I bid 800, they bid 805. I knew, so I bid 810, and that was it. It was over. So the property was mine. But this is in 2008, and you know what happened in 2008. So I have been land banking this property for 14 years. At one point, this same government agency made contact with me and said, we'd like to buy your property. I said, okay. But we can only pay appraised value, and you just bought it a little while ago, and so we know what it's worth. I'm like, what? No. I couldn't let them value it at what I just paid for it, because I believe I got a deal. But they can only pay appraised value. So I ran out and got an approved mobile home park for this property. And it was 2009, 2010, something like that. And there was nothing going on. Nobody was building anything. And the city gave me approval for this mobile home park, 75 units. My thought was, if they're gonna try and buy the property from me at appraised value, well, actually they talked about taking it through Eminent Domain. And so Eminent Domain, a government agency, can take it for the betterment of the society. Fifth Amendment to the Constitution says private land shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. And so I knew they had to pay me just compensation, and that's appraised value, and that's what I just bought it for. So I went out and I got a map and approval, special use permit for a mobile home park, thinking that would pump up the value in case they made a run at the property. Ultimately, they did not. But then I had an approved mobile home park and planned to do that. Well, then at a mobile home park, you have one large parcel and you rent spaces. Well, later, a number of years later, 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to change that model, keep the same 75 lots, keep the same number of units on the property, 75, but instead of one parcel with 75 rented spaces, I was gonna try and get 75 separate individual lots. I thought that was gonna be an easy process. It looks exactly the same as the original mobile home park, but instead of people renting their space, there are lots. Well, I had to go before a number of public meetings. One of them, I didn't think I was gonna get out alive. People were so hopping mad, especially when I told them, well, look, here's the original design. This is approved now, and this is what I'm looking to build. And it's the same, except for their individual lots. And so when they realized they couldn't do anything, the pitchforks came out, and it was a hot mess. But ultimately, I think I had 3 or 4 meetings like that. Ultimately, it got approved. So today we've kind of pivoted a little bit. We're not building a mobile home park, building stick-built houses, 75 units here on this property. But it's taken 14 years of land banking, and now we're underway. I'll do future videos of this project, but we're underway and mass grading the site today. Timing and things are a process is the discussion for today.